We are getting some extended universe content coming your way. What does this mean? Let's go! Alright, so like I said, we are getting some extended universe content coming to the game in the form of a new character, the Sith Marauder. This is really cool, and I want to break down his kit. He's going to be a pretty strong attacker that is definitely dealing out some damage, and his kit is super simple, which is makes me really excited because I think he'll probably be pretty good on defense. But what I'm more interested in to start with is, what does this mean that we are getting an extended universe character right now at this point in the game? And so I did a little research. I've played KOTOR before. This is where this character comes from, but I'm not super familiar with the lore. At least I haven't memorized it. So when you go to Wikipedia and you look at the page for a Sith Marauder, it talks about the Marauders being Sith warriors during the Sith Empire and during the Great Sith War. And if you read down a bit to their history, the Sith Marauders first appeared during the Great Sith War. They reached their climax during the time of Darth Traya, Darth Nihilus, and Darth Sion. And so this character seems to be connected to those three Sith Lords. And if you learn about those three, you'll learn that they are called the Sith Triumvirate. And these three were known as the Lord of Betrayal, which is Darth Traya, the Lord of Pain, which is Darth Sion, and then, of course, we already know Darth Nihilus as the Lord of Hunger. And so I am really interested to see if these characters are going to come together somehow, and this is leading towards that Sith Triumvirate because we already have the Lord of Hunger, Darth Nihilus, in the game. And I think that if we're leading towards Traya and Darth Sion, I think this could be really cool. I mean, Traya, if you know much about her, she has 4 lightsabers that she fights with, 3 of which she just hovers around her telekinetically and fights with them, and then that are purple blades, and then she fights with her red blade. How cool! I mean, think about the animations you could do with that kind of thing. And then Darth Sion is basically a zombie Sith Lord that was killed by a Jedi, but used the dark side of the Force to basically transport his soul back into his body. And he just lives in this constant state of pain, which is why he's called the Lord of Pain. So he's kind of like dead, or at least his body's dead and decomposing, but he is still alive in his body. Kind of morbid. Sorry, kids, if you're, anyone. Anyway. But whatever the case is, that would be really cool. But what would also be really cool is these Sith Marauders do seem to have some kind of connection to Darth Malgus, which would also be a really cool character to come to the game. If you know anything about him, he was wicked powerful. He looks freaking tight. And that would also be a character this could be leading to. Or what I personally would love to see is if it was leading towards all of them. What if we were leading towards Traya, Sion, if we're leading towards Darth Malgus, if we're leading all of that towards a fight with Revan when he's a Jedi or when he's on the dark. Who knows? But whatever the case is, lots of exciting stuff coming your way, lots of speculation. But one thing I do think is safe to assume with this is that we are probably moving in an extended universe direction, getting a character like this right now. And I don't know about you guys, that makes me really excited. Alright, so taking a look at the Sith Marauders Kit. Now, this is going to be very simple. He is a dark side Sith attacker. He is labeled as a destructive Sith attacker that takes advantage of all buffs and debuffs in the battle. His first ability, his basic, is called Strength Through Passion. The final text is deal physical damage to target enemy and inflict offense down for 2 turns. All right, that's nice. But the offense down is good. It's good to have a lot of debuffs here and buffs. You'll see why here in a second. But more than anything, what I'm noticing in this footage that I've been studying is that his basic is hitting for a lot of damage. Now, this is a developmental build. We're going to want to make sure that we're seeing what this looks like in the actual game here once we get these characters and can test them. And this also looks like there's a lot of Gear 12 versus Gear 11 matchups going on. But whatever the case is, his damage does look to be pretty high, which, I mean, I don't know about you guys, simple raw damage gets me really excited in the game. All right, special number 1, Victory Through Power. Deal physical damage to target enemy and grant all allies potency up for 2 turns. And then it has different effects against characters and raid bosses, which is kind of cool to see. We've seen that with Thrawn before, and I'm trying to remember if anyone else we've seen that with. Let me know in the comments. It's not coming to me right now while I'm filming this video. But for characters, if the attack scores a critical hit, reduce the target's max health by 15% until the end of the encounter. And that is very, very nice. So I would go for a tanky character with this, hope for that critical hit, and then, that would, I mean, against General Kenobi, reducing his max health by 15% out the gate. I love it. Against raid bosses, this attack ignores armor, which is also very, very cool because of the sheer damage this ability is able to do. I mean, look at this footage. Again, it's a developmental build. We're going to need to see it in the real game, so don't get too excited just yet until we can actually test it out in the game, but it's dealing a lot of damage. Now, look at this. His unique ability is the Force Shall Free Me. Sith Marauder has plus 5% defense, plus 5% health steal, plus 5% tenacity for each buff on all characters. Sith Marauder has plus 2% critical chance, plus 2% offense, and plus 2% potency for each debuff on all characters. When an enemy uses an ability outside their turn, the Sith Marauder gains 20% turn meter. So there's a lot to digest in here, but basically buffs and debuffs, good. You want lots of those going around. You might not want to cleanse almost because it's just going to be really loading him up. Well, I mean, if you're using General Kenobi, I guess you convert it into buffs. But what I'm most interested in, I mean, the health steal, the tenacity, and the defense, it's nice. And that comes from buffs. But what comes from debuffs is the critical chance, the offense, and the potency. That is very, very cool, especially the offense. So if you can get a lot of debuffs into that field of play, both on yourself and on the other team, because it's all characters, not just the enemies, then you're going to have a high propensity for damage, which I think is very, very visible in the footage and something that I think will make this character a very strong go-to character. I'd really like to see this under a Darth Vader lead, or just with Darth Vader present, just because of all those dots. I think the Wampa would work really well with him as well. You're seeing that in the footage. The devs were actually smart enough to put the Wampa in with them, so good on you guys. And then anybody else really who is going to be giving a lot of buffs and debuffs are going to pair very well with this character. I think, I mean, really, this goes really well with the Vader and Palpatine we were going around. I think that it's awesome to see them together in this footage, and I think that will be really exciting. But again, what I am most interested in is what is coming next. Because we are getting an extended universe character, this means something. I'm confident that this means something. I don't have inside information. I don't know exactly what's coming. I don't know if it's any of these characters, but seeing an extended universe character, another one in this game, makes me really optimistic, especially because last year we had a Darth Nihilus hit, and so because we already have Darth Nihilus in the game, I think it'd be really cool if we moved toward that Sith triumvirate, which is the Lord of Hunger, the Lord of Betrayal, the Lord of Pain. I think there's a lot that they could do with that, and that could be a stepping stone to get us to that Revan character that we all really want to see. I think a lot of people want to see Malgus as well. A lot of those extended universe Sith Lords that are just really, really bad and really, really awesome. I think there's a lot of excitement that could come with that. I mean, who knows exactly how they'll do it? It's all speculation here at this point. So feel free to speculate down in the comments below and let us know what you guys think could be coming as a result of this. Let us know what you think about the kits coming. Geez, I would love to see a raid with this. I'd love to see maybe another territory battle with extended universe. There's so many options that could go along with this that I think would be really exciting to add to the game. So whatever the case is, exciting stuff. This character themselves, I mean, I'm just gonna be honest, I'm not like, you know, losing my marbles over this character in particular, although I do think it's really cool to see a character with so much raw damage going out there, assuming that holds in the true game. But what I am amped about is what I think this character could mean going forward. What does this mean? I need to know more. Oh well, guys, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for being with me, and as always, my brothers, don't forget
My dead body. Sorry about the mess.